Hello, world. You're welcome to another edition of Live with O.S.A. Today's a special edition. We normally do not have this weekly. It only comes up when and when the need does arise. And today, the need, of course, is here. And with me in the studio is none other than Chiamaka Oragwu. Chiamaka, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Okay,
loud and
good.
clear.
Before we go into the business of the day, I'll just give, yes, a brief description of who Chiamaka is. Chiamaka Immaculata. No wonder you're immaculate in all, in all your doings. Chiamaka Immaculata Oragwu. Yes, is the founder and CEO of Green Essence Healthy Lifestyle, a wellness center whose sole focus is to help clients achieve optimum wellness as well as prevent, manage, and reverse lifestyle diseases using cold pressed juices and a variety of all natural wellness solutions, thereby reducing the dependency and dependence on drugs or supplements. Green Essence has recorded quite a number of successes in healing clients and received testimonials from clients who have been cured of serious medical conditions and ailments such as gallstones, kidney stones, retinal growth, and so much more. Anyway, without further ado, I'll just invite Chiamaka to tell us what she does best. And today's topic is your health as a gateway to wealth, or like she likes to say, your health as a pathway to health. So, Chiamaka, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here. Thank you. So do I go? My name is Chiamaka Oragwu, as you already read. I'm the founder, CEO of Green Essence
So go
Healthy
right ahead.
Lifestyle.
Why go right ahead rather? Yeah.
Okay. I'm the founder, CEO of Green Essence Healthy Lifestyle, and literally I have found my purpose, and that's to help people prevent, manage, and reverse lifestyle illnesses using all natural wellness solutions that have been provided by God, just as stated in Genesis 1:29. Now he says in Genesis 1:29 that we should use the seeds, the herbs, the fruits, the nuts, those are to be called our food. Somewhere along the line, we lost it. We deviated from the initial plan. God made our bodies alkaline, and he has given us alkaline meals. Unfortunately for us, sometimes we just deviate and take other things and now begin to obstruct and disrupt our health. So I am here to say it's time to get back to our roots. It's time to realize that our health is our wealth. And above all, it's time to go back to what God has given to us. That way, we can be sure that no disease or sickness can exist in our bodies, because indeed our body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, and if only we can just stick to what God has given to us, only we can stick to the guidelines, stick to the rules, go back to the roots, and realize that we would not have any sickness, right? Now remember that God is the creator of man, and he has the manual of our lives. He has given it. Just you can imagine someone producing a car, for instance, and he has a manual for the car, and it says, oh, make sure you service this car XYZ, or make sure you typically for the car, don't put diesel in the car. If you put diesel in a car that runs on fuel, it's not going to work. So the same way,
Mm-hmm.
God has says this is what we should eat, this is what we should call our food. So if you put things that are toxic to our system is going to react to it, because it's not made to interact with our system. Our system will recognize it as poison. It will not recognize it as nutrient, as food. And that's why you realize that in the modern day today, people are getting sick. The numbers of people, illnesses is on the rise. We had the pandemic, COVID-19, and you realize that a lot of people, had this virus. However, if only we have just mastered the acts of
If you put
boosting our
things that
immune
are
system,
toxic to our
and sticking to what God has given to us, and maintaining our body's alkalinity, most of us will not have, you know, gotten this virus. So basically, what we preach is your health is your wealth. Stay healthy, stay focused, eat exactly what God has given to us. He has given us plant-based diets. He has given us fruits, nuts. Those are where our nutrients are. They contain a lot of vitamins and minerals. Our bodies function on vitamins and minerals. So if our bodies function on these vitamins and minerals and we're not taking it, then what exactly do you want to take? We now end up taking processed food that ends up harming our system. That's a no, no, no. And then you now repeat the cycle of going to the hospital back and forth, of being on medications back and forth, of having to live a long, beautiful life that should be enjoyed. You now end up enduring the life because you are often on medications, because you have derailed from God's plan, because you have just been disobedient in some aspects of what God has told us to do. And then we now derail, and then we now suffer. And that's what the Bible says, when people suffer for lack of knowledge. If only we know that if we stick to this route, we are going to be healed, we're going to be well. Nothing can hit our body, no sickness can exist in our body. But then we now go the other way, and then we begin to experience all kinds of symptoms. We begin to experience things like fibroid, things like cancer, things like diabetes, high blood pressure. Those things are not part of our bodies. They should not exist in our bodies. No, the answer, the antidote to those illnesses is to go back and obey the instruction in Genesis 1:29. Make the things your food, the things that God said make them your food, make them your food. The moment they become your food, you realize that everything about your body changes. Your body begins to reverse to its natural state, to its state of health and wellness. Now,
Okay.
remember, yes, so that's how you have your juices. Everything is squeezed in a bottle, and it's literally a simplified way of helping you to consume those things in high capacity. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Having said this, let's say, I mean, we already have to face the truth. So many of us have not been doing it as we should. And now we're probably living with the consequences and the repercussions of our actions. So, what next? What next? Let it just be that, okay, I haven't been doing as I should, and I find my body kind of slowing down, not operating at optimum level and all that. What next? As Green Essence, what should I say is the palliative measure to
So you see, there's an
ensuring that
adage.
there is a reversal or a repair or a restoration?
So there's an adage that says, "Any day you wake up is your
Go
morning,"
ahead.
and any day you wake up is your morning. So if you realize that, oh, I haven't been doing the right thing, and I have been experiencing these negative symptoms, that day is you come to that realization. That is your morning, and what do, you take action. Right now, the fact is that the body can reverse diseases, because our body has an inbuilt mechanism to reverse the sickness. All we need to do is, oh, we realized that we were wrong, we on the wrong path. So stop loading the body with the toxins that are harming it, and then start taking the
Hmm.
things that are healthy for the body. So stop taking the toxics and start taking the nutrients. Begin to count your nutrients. So have in mind that, okay, I'm no longer counting calories, I'm not counting nutrients. Go back to your roots, return and start. So sometimes there's something that says, oh, when you feel like you've been praying and you can't hear from God and he can't he's not saying anything, what do? You obey the last
Yeah.
instruction. You obey the last instruction. What was the last instruction? The last instruction was Genesis 1:29. So you go back
Hmm.
there. The moment you go back to Genesis 1:29, regardless of where you are, regardless of whether there's any active disease in your body, regardless of whether there's any tumor, any cancerous cell growing, the moment you go back to that Genesis 1:29, everything begins to reverse. I'm going to give you a typical example. So let's
Okay.
imagine that I have a fish in a bowl, right? And then the fish natural habitat is the clean water, okay? And then I now begin to say, you know what, hello fish, guess what? I just got introduced to this drink and I want you to try it and maybe it's toxic. And I pour a little into the bowl and the fish is like, I don't know what this is, but because I want clean water. And I'm like, no, 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 you need to try this. Hold on. There's even this coconut oil. Let me pour a little bit for you. And the fish is like, I don't know if I want that, but and you're like, no, 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 it's very good, it's very good, it's very nice. And you pour some. And then you begin to poison the fish's natural habitat to such an extent that the fish becomes sick and the fish begins to die. Now, you now say, oh, this fish is sick and it looks like it's going to die. Let's take it and have a surgery. No, this fish doesn't need the surgery. The fish needs
You
to
put
go
it
back to
back.
put it back in the
Natural
clean water,
habitat.
put it
Yes.
back in its natural habitat, and it's going to start striving. It's going to start blossoming again. So that's what happens to our bodies. The moment we realize that we've been poisoning our bodies in ways that we did not even realize we were doing. What do? We say, you know what? Let's stop it. And then we go back, right? So that's how it works. If you've been doing the unhealthy thing, it's time to just go back. It doesn't matter how far you've gone, it doesn't matter how bad it is, just go back.
You just go back. Having
Yes.
having said that, now can you just take us through, because for like someone like me, I'm a recipient of the things you do.
Yeah.
At least I have tangible proof of what happened to me during this pandemic, and yes, you do your regular juice that cold, is it cold compress, I think, where you
Cold,
do all
cold
the.
pressed, cold pressed,
Yes,
yes.
you. I don't know. I hope you have some of your samples to show us. Do you have any of the
Yes.
samples there with us?
Yes,
Yes,
we
to take
do.
us through.
This is a juice. And then this is something we call the wellness shots. I
Yes,
love
that's
wellness
what
shots.
I was going to talk about. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, the wellness shots, my go-to. You
Yeah.
know, initially I was a little bit skeptical, but I mean, I introduced it into my family, and gosh, it was like for me, it was a magic elixir. Can you just talk to us
Yeah.
about the wellness shot and what the wellness shots, will the purpose they will serve
So,
in our bodies?
okay, so the wellness shots is a concentrate of some natural antibiotics, right? So, I tell people that for everything that medical science has given to us, there's a natural version, there's the
Hmm.
other version, right? So I say if there's a drug for XYZ, trust me, there's a plant for exactly the same thing. If there's an injection that does whatever it is, there is a plant that does the exact same thing. Now, the difference is whether we found out about it or whether we haven't discovered it.
Oh, we haven't,
That's
yeah.
yes. So we are still making lots of discoveries every day. Now, the wellness shot is just a concentrated form of some of these natural antibiotics. So such as things like we have different flavors actually. I just brought like one sample today. We usually have
Hmm.
like this some that contains ginger, lemon, we have the wheatgrass, we have spirulina, we have aloe vera, we have
Wow.
a range of others. We have even cayenne pepper, right? So we
Hmm.
have so many of that. Now, what it does is, I'm going to use a typical example. What this particular wellness shot does is, it's it's almost like I call it jack of all trade. I said, no matter what's wrong with you, this guy got you. This little tiny guy right here, she's super,
You
super,
can say
super
that again.
strong.
At least I'm proof. I'm proof.
Super, super, super strong. So typically, people who have like
Gosh, it's
cold,
very
people,
strong.
it's very strong. So don't be deceived by the size. So in situations like where there's a cramp, menstrual cramp, or there's pain, or there's headache, or there's a fever, or there's what else? Let me think. Asthma attack. Even people who have arthritis, people who have
Yeah, yeah,
tumors.
yeah. Smart
It
as
it
well.
goes so it does just different things. People who are some the people that their bodies are loaded with acidity. This helps to neutralize the acidity in the body. This helps to take away anything that looks like
Yeah.
cough or cold. So all of that, this works for all of it. And it's funny because you say, how can
And it
one
works
tiny
like
thing work
magic
for
for cold. It
how
works
can
like
you and
magic for
you'll be
cold.
wondering how can one tiny thing work for everything, but it does. Yeah, it does a variety of things. So you just realize that nature has been so good to us. But you just haven't realized that, oh, this is how loved we are. And I thought because of how strong it is, for some people who have typically maybe like ulcer or things, some other kind of they might not, it might be a bit too harsh, and it might give some people heartburn. So in situations like that, just dilute it, right?
Yeah,
Just dilute it. You could add it into a juice. We have root juices
exactly.
like roots, sunshine, just add it there. Or you could even pour some water. You could put in the water, whatever. So I've even discovered that
Mm-hmm.
there's something else. We just recently created the wellness shot tea, and that's just delicious. So you add this to
Wow.
boiling to yes,
Chiamaka, you guys are just
it's amazing. We add this to boiling
unbelievable.
water, and then we add cinnamon stick and a spoon of honey, and that's a whole new game. Like it's like we
It's a
just
whole
change the
new
whole
game,
dynamics.
exactly.
Yes, yes, it's amazing. So it does everything. Just think
So
about it. Yes,
why
it's
why
amazing.
do you call it? Because I know apart from wellness shots, you refer to them as immunity boosters. Why are they immunity boosters?
So you know how at the club we literally okay, so people who like nightclubs, they have this tiny little alcohol that is so concentrated and so so strong. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so let's have shots in natural form, okay? Healthy form of
Okay.
shots. Do you understand? So rather than take the whole juice, let's make it seriously concentrated.
Compact it,
Let's
yes, and seriously
compress it
concentrated.
and make exactly so that when you take one, it's a shot, like it just hits you right there.
And
But
it
guess
just
what?
hits I
It
think it
hits the
goes
spot.
right
It
into
hits
the
this perfect
bloodstream. I
spot.
don't know what it does.
No, no, no. I told people that the fastest way to heal the body is through liquids. Now, liquids go directly to the bloodstream because liquids do not have to go through any kind of digestion process. So it's not like the liver or the kidney is saying,
Okay,
"Oh, let's
that's
do yes."
why.
So yes, so liquids go directly. It just goes all the way to the bloodstream, and that's why it works in like as little as 20 minutes. You see people having
I think in
cramps.
my case it was less than that.
Yes, trust me, can even work in less than. People literally just are in so much pain, and I'm like, don't worry, you'll be fine. They're like, you don't understand. I've been in through pain since, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And I'm like, oh yeah, take it, take it, take it. And they're like,
Exactly,
in the
exactly,
next few minutes, they're looking at me like I just performed magic. They're looking at me like, the pain is gone,
exactly.
it's gone, and I'm like, yes, it's that fast. So yes, it's amazing. It's just amazing.
Wow. So like now take me through it. Assuming someone who now comes to realization, like you said, when you wake up 9 your morning. So I've
Yes.
now woken up and I decide I need to take the bull by the horns and begin to look for the right, like you said, you always call it a gateway pathway. I've
Mm.
chosen my health, I've made the choice of my health. Decided to take my health seriously. So how do we begin the journey? How does the journey start?
So, if you want to start the journey to wellness, whenever you wake up is your morning, and it's never too late. Even God loves, sinners who come back to Him, right? So there's never a time when you say, "This is done. This is completely done." No, I thought even people who have
Mhm.
stage 4 cancer, I tell them that look, there is still a chance that you can live, that you would survive, that you can beat this. Just
Yeah.
return to your roots. Okay. Now, for people who say, "Oh, I want to start, a healthy lifestyle journey," what I tell them to do, the first thing is you cannot detox, you cannot heal a body that you are still loading with toxics, right?
Hmm.
So what you need to do first
Tell
is to
me about it.
stop. What you need to do is to stop loading the body with those toxins. Now, how do you stop loading the body with those toxins? You need to identify what they are. So typically,
Mm-hmm.
what we do at Green Access Healthy Lifestyle at the Wellness Center is we always invite them for a coaching session. That way, we can
Yeah.
identify everything they are taking that is wrong, that is not healthy, that is po- poisoning their system, and then we can
Detrimental to
stop
their health.
detrimental to their health, and then we can stop them from taking those things, right? And then we introduce new set of meals for you, new set of varieties of nutrients for you in their large capacity. After that's done, then we go ahead to put you on the plan, right? Now, this plan includes things that are loaded with nutrients that would literally just boost up your immune system. Now, remember that your body has an immune system, okay? Your body comes in an immune system. However, your immune system is dependent on what you put inside of your body to work. So it has an immune system, but that doesn't mean that it's going to function perfectly, because at times the things that you have put in your mouth has reduced the your immune system. So you need to load it up and increase the.
Chiamaka, sorry, let me just take you back a bit. I would want to just take it. Not that you're going to give us all your trade secrets, right?
Okay.
Like I said, I have, or anybody listening has chosen to take, you know, their health seriously. So you said number one is coaching, one-on-one
Yes,
coaching
number
session,
one, number
right?
one is the
So
session, yes. Because
yes.
then
So
we
I
have to
just want to just
identify
briefly
everything.
tell us, in case there's somebody out there who might be interested in, this coaching you offer. So I just want you to just quickly tell us, like, what does it entail? The one that wants one-on-one coaching. What
Okay.
do I need to do? What does somebody have to do?
So
Then we'll
the
now go
one
to the
on
next one, which is the
okay,
plan
okay,
and all that.
okay.
Thank you.
So the one-on-one coaching, what it entails is a 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours time alone, right? And within this 2 to 3 hours time, what we do is we focus on holistic wellness. So I realize that not everybody is suffering from poor diets. Not every sickness is as a result of poor diets. Some
Okay.
illnesses come as a result of emotions, mental breakdowns. How do I explain this now? So we have to go through all of that stage. We have to go through even your emotions. How does your emotion affect your health, right? So things like stress, unforgiveness, things like worry, they all have negative
Mhm.
effect on your body, because where your heart bleeds, the body cannot heal. Okay,
Where your heart bleeds,
so
the body cannot heal.
the body cannot heal. So we go through that holistic, system, and then we get and arrive at a conclusion as to what is the way forward for you to now start taking. Now,
Okay.
after that, we now move to the plan.
Okay. The next one is the plan, right?
The next one is the
Okay.
plan, yes. Now, the
Okay.
plan involves us making recommendations based on the things we have discussed, right? And now, in the things we discussed, I'm going to give a typical example. I had a session with someone over the weekend, and he has ulcer, but he also has high blood pressure, and then he has heart palpitations, right? And he's been a chain smoker. Now, there's a plan for high blood pressure. However, some of the products that are part of the high blood pressure plan are detrimental to someone who has ulcer.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine that I
Understand?
don't have that backstory. I don't have the background about his health, and I put him on the high blood pressure plan. Meanwhile, I don't take into cognizance the fact that he has ulcer.
Hmm.
I would be working on the high blood pressure, but I'll be tripling the ulcer.
Yes.
So that plan involves us placing people on what exactly we know that they need. So typically, the basic things are first the alkaline water. And remember, the alkaline water is 9.5 pH. Okay. Secondly, is the
Wow, you
juices.
said so.
Yes, yes. Secondly, is the juices. And then the wellness shots. In some cases, the CMOS. We have
Yeah,
something
I
called
want to just
CMOS.
as you said these things, I want to just put the pictures up. So this is your CMOS.
Yes, that's a seamless.
right? That's a
See, that's
CMOS.
a seamless gel.
Okay.
Yes,
So tell us
it
about the
contains 90.
CMOS. We
So
will still come
seam.
back to the alkaline water. We'll still
Okay.
come back to the alkaline water.
So the seamless gel contains 92 minerals out of 102 minerals available in the world. So just by taking the seamless gel, what it means is
Wow.
that you're able to give your body loads of minerals that it actually requires to function, right? Now, the seamless gel is actually an algae that is gotten from the seashores. Now, we don't have it in Nigeria or in Africa. So we literally have to get it from all the way from Jamaica and other countries that have that have it literally.
Wow.
But it's amazing. It
Won't that
helps
make it
for
very
a lot of
expensive?
things. Well, my goal is to make sure that every single person that needs a product gets that product, even if I have to go across
Gets
the
it.
world to get it. Because
Okay.
would not
Okay.
be disadvantaged because we are in
Okay.
Nigeria. My goal is to find it and bring it to your doorstep.
Okay. So that's the CMOS. Then can you just tell us a bit about your alkaline water before we go to the next thing? You know, you've taken us through the consultation. That's the
Yes,
one-on-one coaching. Then the
coaching.
plan. Of course, you talked about the alkaline, the whether it's alkaline, this juice, and what's the third
Yeah.
one?
And the wellness
The third
shots.
one, you said it's the alkaline juice and the wellness shot.
The
So where
wellness
does
shots.
CMOS fall under in this? What does
No,
CMOS fall under?
CMOS is also amongst them. CMOS is also amongst them. But because
Okay. Okay.
CMOS is a lot, it's CMOS lasts for a longer time, right? Because it comes in a jar, which can last you over a few
Okay.
weeks. Because you just take one
Okay.
spoon or two spoons daily. So it's for that,
Oh,
yeah, that's it. So for
okay. So you continue
the
then.
alkaline water is 9.5 pH. Oh my God, that's like the highest pH you can get around this time, around this part of the world. So 9.5 pH. Now, remember I said, let me take it back. I said the fastest way to heal your body is through liquids. Now, if you now take 9.5 pH water into an acidic body that is suffering from acidity, that is constantly being loaded with unhealthy meals, what it means is that the alkaline water would reverse that acidity in the shortest possible time, right? Now, aside
Okay.
being high, yes, that's the whole idea. Because I don't like to waste. For me, we are all about, getting this thing done in the shortest possible time. There's no need to
Okay.
do back and keep going back and forth. Okay. Now, what we'll do is this: the alkaline water doesn't just contain alkaline; it also contains
Okay.
antioxidants. Antioxidants are things that prevent oxidative stress, which are the things that actually cause free radicals in our body. Do you understand? Now, for someone who's loading the person's body with loads and loads of antioxidants and alkaline water, what it means is that your body begins to rejuvenate. Your cells are constantly oxygenated. Do you understand? Aside being loaded with antioxidants, our alkaline water penetrates your cells 6 times faster than any other water. That's the
Are you
water right there.
serious?
Yes.
Okay.
It penetrates the cells 6 times faster than any other water. Now, why is it important for water to penetrate the cells 6 times faster? I'm going to
And
explain that to you.
do you have this alkaline water available at your wellness center?
Oh, yes, we do. We do. We have it available. We actually
Okay.
have people on the plan for the alkaline water. People come on the plan 1 year, 6 months,
Okay.
lifetime, basically. Yes. So when this alkaline water
Okay.
so typically, I'm going to give a typical example. During the COVID, right? During the COVID scare, so a lot of people had, the COVID, and they realized that when they took the water, what it does is that it releases instant oxygen to the cells. Now, our cells live on oxygen. Our cells need oxygen. So the water is able to penetrate the cells and give it the nutrient that it needs within the shortest possible time. Now, remember that the cells, every part of our body contains cells. We have over millions of cells in our bodies. So what it means is that once the water gets into our bodies, it goes straight to the cells. And the cells is like the smallest unit of your body that things are not able to penetrate like that. But when you see something that goes in 6 times faster, what it means is that it will activate and it will perform its healing process faster than anything else, right? So this is our water. Our water is life changing. It is life transforming. And I, people who know me know that my skin wasn't glowing this much when I was a few years back. But with
I'm a
consistent,
witness.
consistent
I'm a
intake of
witness.
alkaline water, my skin is
I'm
all
a
amazing. My
witness.
skin is just beautiful and glowing, and
I'm
you
a,
know,
wit-
like
I'm a witness. I'm a witness.
even I look at myself and I'm like, oh my god, is this me? You know. So yes, our
For
water is
real, for
amazing.
real. I'm a witness.
Yes,
I'm a witness.
consistency is key.
Wow. That's the power of alkaline water.
Yes, that's the power of alkaline water.
I actually have people who have asked me recently, what's the secret about your complexion? And I mean,
Mm.
I'm happy to say, look, it's mostly alkaline water and wellness shots. So now
Yes.
after the coaching, one-on-one coaching, then the plan being outlined, what next? What next?
What next
Because
is
you said the plan includes nutritional information,
yes,
nutritional plans and all of that, but what
yeah.
next after that? And is there any time frame, is there a time frame for when you begin to
So yeah.
notice tangible
So I tell people that
results
I
in
tell people that in two
your
weeks,
health and all?
so I tell people that in 2 weeks you should actually notice your body is changing. In 2 weeks, you should be able to identify the changes that are occurring in your body. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Okay, I'll just go ahead. So in 2 weeks, you can actually notice the changes that are occurring in your body. You realize that your body begins to get better. So typically, if you're having symptoms, for instance, of pain, of fatigue and all of that, you realize that it's all coming together and it's all coming, just getting better. Okay. However, when it comes to, okay, are you there? Okay, awesome. So when it comes to, time frame, what I tell people is
Yeah,
this.
continue.
What I tell people, when it comes to time, what I tell people is this should be your default setting. So do you understand? This should actually be your default setting. This shouldn't be a case where because of your sick, you now want to start taking juices or taking alkaline water. It is what should be your default. It is what you should take, whether you're sick or not. So you don't have to wait till there's an illness before you go and take care of the stuff. No. It is when you do not take these things that the illness begins to, breed in your body. But if you are consistently taking the things that God has prescribed for you in Genesis 1:29, you would not have any reason to, look aside. But what literally we do is we kickstart people's journey and we bring them into the awareness and to the consciousness of these things. Now, halfway through the journey, you realize that people that used to eat unhealthy meals, they begin to eat better meals. They begin to make wiser choices. They begin to go to the market and they know how to shop. They know what to eat. They go to a restaurant and they know exactly what to order. They know that they're no longer counting calories. They are now counting nutrients. Because when you count nutrients, most meals that are loaded with nutrients have less calories in them. So it just brings you to that consciousness. And you can go on and on with the plan. You can go as long as you want with the plan.
We have Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, yeah, even me. Okay. I'm like still a little bit problem with
I can hear you.
reception.
Okay, but I can hear you loud and clear.
Energy.
Welcome back. Hello.
Welcome back, Chiamaka. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Okay. So, like I said,
Yes.
the wellness solutions should actually be our default setting. But what we just do is that we bring you into the consciousness and into the awareness. You cannot operate beyond your level of awareness. You can't.
Okay.
So the moment you're able to bring into the consciousness of what you should eat, of what you should drink, of what you should consume, you can now make healthy choices yourself. Now, a lot of people decide to stay with us because they don't have the energy to do that on a daily basis. Just say, you
Or
know
the
what,
willpower to
or
go through it on
the
their
real
own.
power to go through it on their own, because they just know that, if I say let me do this thing myself, it means that after 1 week I'll stop. But if I've paid these people to give me this thing, they will bring it regardless of whether I say yes or no. And my money will be counted. So they would just keep, And
Yeah,
because we have you have everybody on our plan, we deliver to them as at every week. Everybody gets their delivery once a week. So once we
yeah,
get to you, we drop your wellness solution and you drink it. Easy breezy. You take a bottle a day. So I say, people say an apple a day keeps doctors away, but I say no, a bottle of juice a day keeps the doctors far away.
yeah.
Alkaline water a day keeps doctors far away. A combination of nutrients and vitamins and minerals keep doctors far away. I remember it's not just about taking those things, it's about being disciplined on your own part, because they're going to give you rules, they're going to give you guidelines. Don't take fizzy drinks, don't take, cut down on animal protein. If you're lactose intolerant, please stay away from the milk.
Keep away from
So
milk.
you,
Yeah.
you need to also stick to your end of the deal for you to see optimum results. Yes.
And for anybody who is on your plan, what's the place of gluten? Because I was going to ask something first, but since you talked about lactose intolerance and all, what's the place of gluten? Some people also can't. We do have issues with that. Is there anything in your kitty that helps people who have, you know, gluten
So
intolerance?
a lot of things where we have, like I said, they are multifunctional. So the water
Okay.
in itself is very amazing. If you just take alkaline water and it's loaded with lots of alkaline water, actually contains calcium, magnesium, potassium, iron, and all of that, right? Now, if you have a reaction, if you realize that, oh, you feel like you react to a certain meal, please, by all means, just leave it. You don't have to take it. And what I tell people is that, no,
But such meals are very sweet, though. They are delicious. So,
no, I know, but it's not worth it. It's not
yeah.
worth if it's not worth the hazard it costs to your health.
Yeah.
So I tell people, and it's funny for us because you can say, but my brother eats it, and nothing happens to him. But
Yeah,
your
we'll usually
body
say
and
that.
his brother are not the same. Your body, your systems are different. They function differently. So don't compare the two, okay? And what I tell people is that, you know what? Because this God is so beautiful and so kind to us, for every single thing that you say you like, and you say, oh, maybe because you want to get particular nutrient from this particular thing, but there's something else that gives you the exact same feel, right? I just recently realized, discovered someone that makes, healthy cheesecake on Instagram. And I'm like, wow, there's a healthier version. I didn't even know, And then I've ordered a couple of things from, because she does vegan meals. And I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, this is really, really amazing. Because sometimes you want to ask yourself, oh, I'm not going to take milk. How do I now take milk? There's tiger nuts, there's coconut milk, there's almond milk. Enjoy that.
But let me ask you a question. Chiamaka, let me ask you a question. Sometimes my fear is somebody might say, oh, she's doing healthy fare, healthy options.
Mhm.
How healthy are the healthy options? You know why I'm so confident bringing you on? You understand? 1,001 people that do juice. There's 1,001
Yes,
people that do this. But for you, what I see, I mean, this is not like a paid partnership or anything, but I just
yes,
need to see my truth. What I see is you talk about coaching, you talk about plan, but there's one other thing that the Green Essence lifestyle community offers, and that's a kind of mentorship. You seem invested in the people. For me, it's beyond money. So
yes.
when hear you endorse something, like right now, you're talking about somebody who is doing healthy cheesecake. How have you proven it to be healthy? Because behind your brand there is integrity. So most people will just say, it's healthy cheesecake, it's healthy biscuits, but it's packed full with the same things we were running away from the ones that had them, clear on their, you know, packaging and all that. So what is really healthy and what is not? That's the point.
So,
Because like
yeah,
you're talking, you are involved, you're like that doctor who never goes off duty. Truly that's the Green Essence
yeah.
promise. But how well and how committed do you think all these health food proponents, because like you can't do everything, Chiamaka. That's why you always be in a
Yes.
position where you have to give referrals. So can we take these referrals to the bank? Like now, look for
So
that cheesecake woman.
yes, yes, yes. So yes, about mentorship, we are very keen on that. We actually, in fact, as a matter of fact, there was a time I didn't want to close for Christmas because, but even if we close, we deliver our products, but my phones are still on because a lot of people, I realize that aside just giving them a honest solution, they need emotional support. They need people that would support them, people that would speak life into them, And one of the things I tell people is, I want to see your support system. Who's your support system? Where are they? Are they around you? I want to talk to them. I want to know how they're taking care of you. I go to people's and I say, I want to see your chef. I want to see your wife. I want to see your husband because I need him to know that you can't go through any kind of pressure, any kind of stress at this point. I need him to know
Mhm.
that he's your accountability partner. He can't let you take
Yeah,
fizzy drinks. So I don't want you guys to go on a date and next thing you're taking something that you shouldn't take because he doesn't know, he's not aware of it. Because he's not aware of it. So I'm like, no, and so yes, on that aspect, I'm very even I even we've even had time. So aside even the wellness solutions, a lot of people who know me know that I'm also very spiritual. So we give
very,
it we
very.
give so we take it all the way. When it comes to spirituality, when it comes to if we have to pray for the clients, we always do. We literally just hold hands with you and just declare the word of God over your life and know that it's gonna come to pass because at the end of the day, my source is God.
Mhm.
I don't have any other source. So I have to commit you into His care and into
Exactly.
His love, and so that you can. By the time He shines His love upon you, you would know that indeed you're loved and you just see your healing means fast track literally. So
Exactly. It's
yeah, that's on that.
expedited because love is
Yes, they
important,
expedite it. Yes, love. Yes, we need to have love around. Love is very important. Okay, now based on some of these meals that I think typically I don't really like to recommend a lot of things, but the ones that I recommend I know that, oh, this is good. So I'm going to tell you one of my criteria for recommending things. First and foremost, I tell people that I don't want um for me, people ask me, am I vegan? I'm not vegan. However, I always recommend a vegan diet or a semi-vegan diet. Now, semi-vegan diet means that you're not and you don't entirely stay away from those things, but you eat them sparingly. So you take them every now and then, okay? So this brand I found is actually I'm sure she'll be shocked I'm talking about her, but she's actually a vegan brand, and she sells she makes vegan. So but I've done a 1 week, test run with them, and I just had a couple of things. Now personally I haven't had the cheesecake, but I always ask questions, because I don't want to refer people wrongly. I just keep
Okay,
asking questions.
exactly.
So I feel like it's important to what's the word now? So here's the thing. So typically, a lot of people make juices, right? So I'm going to give a typical example. Now,
Hmm.
for there's some juices that shouldn't be mixed. There's some fruits that shouldn't be mixed with another. Do you get? But because of not everybody is invested in the health as much as I am, right? I was with a group of people last over the weekend, and they were, in fact, it was a party actually. I just bumped into their party. I didn't even know they were having a band. I just bumped into them, and they said, wellness queen is here, wahala day. And I'm like, you guys, come on, you guys, let's eat, come on. I'm like, no, 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 no,
But
let's
that's
continue.
you now. Wahala day indeed.
And they're like, hey, God, who called this woman here? Oh, why not screen don't come? We're going to clear this place. I'm like, you guys should calm down, chill. But by the time I started talking, then I realized that. And they say, they're not like, I talk 'em. Because at the end of the day, I was like, what are you eating? What's this? What's that? And then I remember someone said something and I said, and asked a question. I said, have you ever lost someone who has ulcer or cancer? I said, has anybody in your family died of an illness? I said, have you ever stayed in the hospital with people who are sick? She says no. And I said, then that's why you are doing the things that you're doing. I said, until you experience it for yourself, until you experience people who have had it or who are living in it and see the anguish and see the pain and see the agony they go through daily. And now it's not just them that are going through this agony, because it is one thing for the person who is sick. And it's another traumatic experience for the person taking care of that person, for their loved ones. Their loved ones literally go through a ridiculous traumatic experience, and some never get out of it. Now, I know of a girl whose mom just of passed on from cancer. About 3 months down the line, in the night, she almost died because she keeps remember having that, that whole vision. She was very close to her mom, and she since her mom passed on, she's been having anxiety attack. So she would just have heart palpitations. She would just stay and just be scared. Those are the traumatic experiences that they have to deal with. And I said, until you experience those things, until you see these people firsthand, you would keep eating like your life depends on food, and you would not be able to make the right decisions. Until you experience seeing a woman who has done 3 fibroid surgeries, and each time she takes it out, it grows again, and it grows again, and it grows again, until you have stayed with a man that has ulcer, that is unable to eat many meals that the family is eating, and they're having to make his meals separate. You will not understand the extent of these illnesses, and you don't understand why you need to live a healthy life. And I said, however, don't wait till you experience this thing. Become the change. Start up a new breed of generation coming under you, so that none of them have to go through any of this experience, whether as the victim, as the person who is sick, or the one taking care of the person.
Taking care.
All you need to do is make healthy choices, and that's it. That's it. It's not easy. Every time I say I'm not going to take my phone calls today, I see a call, my phone is ringing, and I take the call, because I know that these people are in need, and I know the
Mm-hmm.
pain that they go through.
Wow. Chiamaka, I've seen you do what you do, and I've seen you do it with passion and all of that. I want to quickly put some of the pictures of your special cold pressed juices, and you just quickly, because somebody watching, Chiamaka is very, very, very. That's Green Essence Limited. Green Essence Lifestyle is very, very, very active on
Healthy lifestyle.
um, yes, health lifestyle, yes, is very, very active on in the
It's
IG space. But I just had to drag her to literally drag her to Facebook because I just feel and felt this message has to be heard. So Chiamaka, I'm gonna put some of your juices. Thankfully I've had all, But I think I'll give Simos a try. I've never
yeah,
done
you
your
should.
CMOS. So I'll just put them and you just quickly identify and tell us what each one does.
Oh,
So
yeah.
from the green one, you can start from the green
So
one.
let me start from the green, which is my left, right? So on
Yes,
the
yes, yes,
left
yes.
we have restore. Now, first and foremost, if you notice, our names are quite unique. Our names are literally names that give life, and names that, just by calling it restore, it's restore, it signifies, things being brought back to life, things being rejuvenated, sort of. So we have restore, we have roots, we have arise, we have go nuts. Okay, what was that? Okay, that's renew. Okay, so let me start with restore. Okay,
Renew.
now
Start with restore, yeah.
restore contains celery, cucumber, pineapple, lemon, and spinach, kale, right? Now, Restore is very good for people who have who want to work on their eyesight.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, because of the spinach and the kale and all that they really help with the eyes. Okay. However, Restore also is good for people who have ulcer, so typically things like cucumber goes down very well with them. Okay, now we have next on the line is renew contains purple cabbage.
Yeah.
Renew contains purple cabbage, cucumber, pineapple, and a bit of ginger as well. Now renew, why purple cabbage? A lot of people who make juices just use white cabbage. People don't. Okay, anyways, so purple cabbage is one of the high content of vitamin K, and it's one of the restorative things that people need for bone injuries. People who are athletes, people who have arthritis, people who, and even cabbage is also very good for ulcer, right? So if you see, we try to, get a combination of different things. So we can always say, okay, you have this, take this, you have this, take this to stick to this three like that, and just go on with those combinations. Now, renew it's also very amazing. People who have ulcer, people who have even arthritis, okay, because arthritis has to do with the bone. Okay, so renew is very good for people such as that, or you just want to have strong bones, and renew is perfect for us. So we have next on the line is arise. Oh my God, arise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord is all over you. So yes, let's go. So arise is
Yes.
very
So
amazing.
I love
Arise,
your eyes. Okay.
arise is very arise is loaded with loads of carrots and oranges and lemon, ginger, turmeric. Yes. Now, arise is also very amazing for eyesight. It's, as a matter of fact, it was one of the combinations that I gave to someone who had glaucoma, who was scheduled to go for a glaucoma surgery in 2 weeks' time. And in 2 weeks, the glaucoma surgery was cancelled because when they went back to the doctor
Mm-hmm.
says, "Oh no, we don't need you. We don't need you here. You're good. You can go." That's one of the products that I gave to the person. So Arise is very good for people, anyone who has eye issues, or anyone who just wants to have a glowing skin. Carrot is very good for glowing skin. It actually helps the skin to glow
Exactly.
and to pop. Yes. So next on the line we have Go Nuts. Go Nuts is made up of Go Nuts is very good for people who are lactose intolerant. Go Nuts is a plant-based milk that we always preach about. Okay. Go Nut contains tiger nuts, dates, and coconuts. Okay, right now this is very good. It's good for men, it's good for women, it's good for people who are trying to produce more eggs, it's good for men with their sperm, it's good for children. It helps to develop children's cells, brain cells, and get them to be very active, in their education. Now, next on the line is roots. Now, this is roots. Roots, you tell people return to your what? Your roots. So roots contains beetroot, contains
Roots. So
pineapple. Yes, contains pineapple, contains ginger and some other stuff. Now, root is very amazing for people who are, so typically we have a couple of clients who are anemic. We have a couple of clients who are not even anemic, but they just have really bad period. Now, roots is very good for them. Roots literally helps to, purify our blood, increase the blood level. So I tell people that you don't need to have a blood transfusion, because everything that you want to increase your blood is right there in our backyard. It's right there in the plants. Okay, so roots is actually very amazing. It also helps to boost the immune system radically, and
mm-hmm.
then yes. So next you have arise. So apparently the one before go nut was actually cold shake, not arise. Now let me talk about cold shake now. So cold shake is what we have for cold. And anybody who has any sort of cold or any sort of nasal congestion, it's very good for them. So it's cold shake contains what does it contain? Okay, it contains some of our secret ingredients. we didn't
You don't
mention
have to.
them per se, but
You don't have to go
yes.
into that. You don't have to go into
Yes,
that.
yes, yes. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Spark.
Because I know.
So
Yes, you do have
Spark is also
some.
very good.
In
Yeah. And then we have
yes.
special order. So typically I'm going to give it typically. This special order, for instance, is for a client who has prostate cancer, and no, not prostate cancer, he just has high prostate, but it's not cancerous. So
Yes. Okay.
typically what it does is that it helps men who are above. I thought every man above 40 needs to start taking things that would help prevent prostate, because this is a
Prostate health.
very,
Yeah.
yes, prostate health. Yeah. So that special order was actually for a client who had prostate. Okay. The next we have
Okay.
on the line is, I can't say it though. I can't really say it. I can't. That's Rewa. Oh, that's
I think that one
revive.
is
Oh,
revive or
revive.
something. It's
Yes,
revive because I
revive.
know
Yes,
that
it's
one.
revive.
It's
Yes,
revive.
revive.
You
Revive.
see,
Yeah,
you
revive
have
is
too
all.
many of them. You can't even just.
So for
That's
some of,
revive.
it's funny because for some of those things we produce them only on order. Like I said,
On
people who
order,
have
I
the
know, I
different
know.
plans.
Because
Yes, we just put them on.
you just
Okay.
have those ones that are
Yes.
regular
Yeah.
ones. Then you have like special order,
Exactly.
revive, and
Special
all those
ones.
other ones
Exactly.
for
Yes,
you
and then
know
we and then we have
for
and then
each
we have refresh.
consultation.
So I realized that people
Yeah.
who take watermelon, they always throw away the seed. and the back. And I'm like, the seed and the back, so the seed and the rind, it's called the rind, R-I-N-D, are so
The rind,
healthy.
yeah, the rind, yeah.
So I'm like, why do you want to throw it away? So, and I realized that because people
You
don't know how
said
to take
so.
it
You
and chew
told
it.
me that.
And I said, no, we're gonna have to put it in the juice and you're gonna have to drink it. I'm gonna make it easier for you to drink. And so that's how it came about the
That
refresh.
one, yeah, because yes, I got that information from you too, because
Yeah.
normally nobody ever wanted to have anything to do with the seed or the rind, but you said
Yes.
it's possible that it can be juiced, because
Yes.
everything had medicinal qualities, you know. Yes. Then of course, this is a
Oh
layout of some of our
yeah.
crime
Oh.
bringers. These are crazy. And why I put up the pictures, you held that one that's
Yes,
looks
this one. Yes,
yellowish or so.
yellowish. This.
So
Yes,
I
yes.
just wanted
Yeah. Other.
to put this up so you let people know that
Oh,
there's
and
a
and I didn't even
combination of.
mention, yes, turmeric. I didn't mention turmeric. Oh my God, turmeric is a wonderful antioxidant as well. Turmeric is amazing. So we also have turmeric shots. So yes,
Okay, yeah. So I know you have
awesome.
loads and loads of different shots, having tasted all of them at one time or the other. So can you now tell us,
Yeah.
because it's not Green Essence is not just only about juices. You guys are also about this, and I'm putting it on the screen. Tell us
Oh
about this
yes.
your packed meals. Yeah, tell us
So,
about them.
do you want to know how it came about, or should I just tell you about this?
Yes,
The
yes. No, that's what I
Elujoba?
said.
Let me tell you how it
What's
came
the
about.
story
Oh, okay,
behind this?
awesome. Let me tell you the story. So this year, it's sometime in January, I was doing my New Year retreat, and God was just giving me downloads, and I was writing them down. On one of those days, I came out and I saw a trance of us shipping out, packing loads of salads in large quantities and sending them out. And when I got up, I said, God, I do not want to make salads. That was what I said. I said, I do not want to make salads because I just thought, well, I'm just gonna do the juices and focus on the
Hmm.
liquids and just. But I was like, I don't want to make salads. And I was literally crying. And I'm like, anyways. And I told my friend, I said, can you imagine what God showed me? She says, what? And I said, show me salads. I don't want to make salads. I'm like, I don't want to make salads. She's like, well, that's your business. Yeah, showed you, I showed you. And I'm like, okay. So
Exactly.
fast forward in March, I literally, so typically I got from nowhere, randomly, I just got, a client who wanted to get the salad master salad machine, right? And long
Okay.
story cut short, that was how I ended up on the salad master machine. So I've never cared about it. I've never really been so eager to get it. I have the cookware, but I didn't care about the salad machine, because I'm not really into
Uh-huh.
salads really. So when I ended up
Hmm.
having having it, I'm like, okay, what do I do with this? I'm like, okay, apparently. And then I remember that dream I had, the chance where I had, and I saw salads, and I'm like, oh wow. And I started the salads. And then the first day we rolled out the salads, we sold out. The second day, in fact, throughout the week, it was almost like people forgot we were selling juices. And they just ordered salads. And I'm like, wow. But one thing I knew was that I didn't want to make any kind of salad. So the reason why we use purple cabbage is because when you want to buy fruits, for instance, any fruit that comes with color, it contains more nutrients or something higher than the
Okay.
normal one. So I'm going to give you an example. Grapefruit comes in white and it comes in reddish. Take the red one, that reddish one, it contains
Okay.
more. So cabbage comes in white and it comes in purple. Take the purple one, it contains more, right? So you see, on any food that you see that has, because it
Okay.
contain it's that color is like an additional, so I realized that I didn't want to make regular salad. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to look for
Vitality
nice,
somehow.
yes,
Kind of
vitality, yes,
vitality.
yes. So so we had like nice. I had all the, I knew I wanted purple cabbage. I wanted beetroot. So we just put all of that together, and that's how we have salads that are now like always sold out.
And it became
So
a
from
hit. It became a hit.
yes, it became an
And your
instant
salads
hit.
became a hit overnight.
Oh my god, it became an instant hit. And
Yes.
it's fun.
I
And then
know
we now had to introduce the chicken salad because people wanted it as well. So we introduced that as well. And then the shrimp salad. So yeah.
I know the funny thing, that's why I tell people, I say whatever God, drops in your spirit, he backs it up. He backs it up. You
Yes,
know,
he
it
does.
wasn't something you wanted to do, but I guess it's something he knew your business needed, because you had
Needed.
clients who
Yes.
needed it, but had never had the need to ask for it.
Yes.
So
We,
thank
and
you very much. Wow, wow,
we
wow,
even
wow, wow.
have those who ask, but we just refer them to someone else.
No, but you know that's a good thing about you. You're not. You know one thing or one other thing about you, and I dare say it's something that I find commendable is that you don't try to hog every little bit of the market. You definitely don't do that. You are all about referrals. You're all about saying, "Hey, go
Yeah.
here. You can get it here. You can get it done here." And I think it's something commendable, and I believe so many
Thank
other
you.
business people should look at it because really. Um, Win or lose, you still get whoever has been destined to be your client. So,
Yeah.
wow, it's been a loaded. And one thing I'm glad about is that you're able to stream simultaneously on Instagram because you have quite a lot of number of people watching there also. So it's quite informative.
Even though
For
they
people
can't
who
hear
have been
you.
watching here, it will be yes, it will be. It doesn't matter. It will be available on what's it called? It'll be available on YouTube. Yes. So the link will be up. People can always watch later or snippets to get information. And I'm putting her phone number at the bottom of the screen for let me pin it so people can get to see it for anybody who wants to call Chiamaka for consultations. And one thing I like you guys to know is if you really do want to call her for consultations, you better do that because her books are usually full. I'm not saying that because she's listening, but people like us, we are fortunate to have access.
Yeah, right.
So I
You
guess
can say that again. So
yeah,
I like to
yeah. No,
can
continue.
I go on? Okay. So I would like to
Yes,
say
sure,
something
go on.
else. So typically, I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but we actually have different lifestyle programs. So we realize that every single day we keep trying to make sure that we are suiting our target audience. And who are this target
Okay,
audience? People who have said that my doctor says it can be done. I love challenges. Many people say I have arthritis and I've had it. My forefathers have had it. My mother died of arthritis, XYZ. And doctor says it can be done. Those are the people I'm looking for because we have programs for them. What we do, we put people on programs. We have a 3 month plan. It's called a transitioning lifestyle plan. So for 3 whole months, we don't only follow up with you every weekend. We literally put you on all our wellness solutions that suit you and ensure that you are on the pathway to health, right? And your wealth, of course. Now we also have something called a 3 months plan, but it's an intense plan because in that case, we give you everything you need, including your food. So we give you your liquids and we give you your food. And your foods, that's the meals that we make for you, are made in 316 titanium cookware. They are made without oil. They are made without salt. I mean, of course, when I say salt, I mean the normal salt. Actually use the sea salt, and they're made without artificial seasoning. So we use all natural cooking spice. We don't use artificial spices to cook. So the intense plan is 3 months, but we give you everything you eat. In other words, anything that goes into your mouth comes from us. The transitional lifestyle plan includes all the liquids, but excludes the food. Okay, so we have different plans for different people. So it doesn't matter what ailment it is. It doesn't matter whether it's cancer, whether it's diabetes, whether it's we even have people who have HIV on our plan. We literally put you in. You get into. It's like you get into. It's almost like you get into a system that works. We are involved in your life, in your day-to-day life, and you become our responsibility. Now we do not stop you from taking your medications. We just tell you that when you stop experiencing some symptoms, let your doctor know so that they can stop the drugs. And we have people who have gotten off diabetic drugs and out of high blood pressure drugs in as little as 3 weeks. Now we've had 2 weeks, but I like to give it 3 weeks. I told the person you
you
need to go
just
back to
like
the
to give, yeah,
hospital and
yeah,
tell your doctor to be sure. Yes. So yeah, that's it.
yes, yes. Wow, wow, Yamaka, I must commend you. You know, you talk about about transitioning lifestyle plan, and I've watched you over the years transition from being an accountant to a juice
An
herbalist.
accountant for eight
A
years.
juice herbalist. Yeah,
Yes,
I have
yes.
watched you transition from being an accountant, and now you're doing this. And sure, you were making a difference with your former career, but now it's a case of impacting life one person at a time, and it's quite commendable. Having said that, I won't let you go without saying this. You recently you recently started your what the Kingdom Business Woman Initiative.
Oh.
I know I know I've blindsided you with that. So yeah, I was gonna mention this. I was gonna mention it.
Okay.
You know, that reminds me, you need to edit it on your bio, because I think you made a mistake, and so it's not clickable
You
on
can't click
your
it. Okay, yeah,
Instagram
yeah.
bio. I think there's a
Okay.
typo there.
Mm.
Yes, it's not clickable because you just have to
There's actually
put
no
it correctly. But congratulations on
there's
Kingdom
no
Business
typo.
Woman.
It's just that they haven't recognized us. Instagram hasn't recognized us, so it hasn't made
No,
it
you wrote
official.
they type BUIS instead of business. BUIS.
Oh, thank you. I'll correct
Yes,
that.
it's a
Oh, okay,
typo. Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Oh,
Just check it.
I'll correct
It's
that.
supposed
Thank
to be
you. Okay,
clickable. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I'll
No
correct
wahala.
that. Thank you.
So quick
Yeah,
one.
that was yeah,
Yes, no wahala. So
that's
so
my
so
baby.
just tell us a bit about the Kingdom Business Network. What drove you to do
So,
this?
the Kingdom Business Women, it's been brooding inside of me for a while, and I did not know how to channel it. I didn't know what to do about it. Why was I feeling? I was feeling this way because I have I've been on a journey. I have a story to tell. I when I resigned, I didn't save 100 million naira to start a business. God told me start where you are, and I started where I am. And recently, I realized that I have a passion to build women businesses who are kingdom minded, who are in partnership with God and not trying to do it by their own accord. A lot of time, people wait to say, I want to get this amount of money before I do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. But we don't realize that there's another currency that is in heaven, and it's called faith. So for the kingdom businesswoman, her currency is not naira or dollar. Her currency is faith. For the kingdom businesswoman, she's in partnership with God to execute her purpose on earth that would bring glory to his name. For a kingdom businesswoman, she gets her downloads from heaven. So people say things like, "Oh, Chiamaka, I saw that. Are you there? It looks like your line is freezing." People say things like, so I don't even care when I see, when it looks like I'm being imitated or anything like that online, because I know that my source cannot run out, my source cannot dry up. So I say I want to set the pace for others to follow. For a kingdom businesswoman, she gets her download from heaven and she executes it on earth, basically. So what it means is that we are women who do not, who are absolutely dependent on God for both ideas and everything else, for both
Wow.
ideas, for strategies, and all of that. So yes,
Praise God. I'm so glad.
hallelujah.
I'm glad I had the opportunity to ask you that question. Chiamaka, it's been an awesome time. Thank you for taking time out of your very, very busy schedule. In fact, as a matter of fact, I happen to be, I won't say I was a part of the consultation yesterday, but I was just at a corner, and then I was blown away with half of what you were saying to your client. And I was like, gosh, give me money so she can consult for me. Wow, you've been such a blessing. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
And I would love to just either however way you're led, whether a word of prayer, a word of encouragement for a woman who is like trusting God, for just something. Because I've just seen, I mean, your story. Maybe one day you'll be able to share your story. It's been phenomenal. You've proven that indeed you're a woman of faith. So I just want you to just encourage a woman out there who is probably at a crossroads on how to advance in whatever she sets her mind upon before we go. Thank you.
Okay, so I just like to first and foremost I just want to pray for anyone who's experiencing any kind of illness right now, any kind of
Yeah.
pain, any kind of tumor, whatever it is that they're experiencing. And I just pray that the same spirit that raised Jesus from the dead lives in he and lives in her. And that same spirit will fulfill our mortal bodies. And I pray that the healing power of God will just flow from the crown of our heads to the sole of the feet, and it will cause healing to come upon our bodies. I pray that people who are going through illnesses that have said, oh, they've given them a deadline and said, oh, this you can't live beyond this point, that God will come true for you and God will show that indeed He is God. And I pray for any woman out there who is literally trying to build a business and who is saying, I don't have the money, or who is saying, I don't know how to go about it. I pray for the strength of God to come upon you, because in your weakness, He guides you, because you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And I pray that God would not just give you blueprints of what He wants you to do, but He will give you the grace. He will give you the people. He will give you assets. I pray for God to raise Nehemiahs for people. Nehemiah that will help you to build the thing He has called you to build. Nehemiah that would be passionate about your business the way you are passionate about it. And I pray that you will continue to get downloads from heaven, that you will not go around looking at other people, that you will not go around thinking about
Oh,
how do I do this, that you will stay in the presence of God, that you will stay with Him, that you would have deep intimacy with Him. And from this deep intimacy, you will bet ideas that have never been seen or heard about before. That from this deep intimacy, you will take territories, you will break boundaries. They will say you can't be done, but you will do it. You will walk through walls, you will walk through iron gates. The iron gates will be brought down for your sake. And I pray that
in the
indeed
name
you
of
will come to the
Jesus.
realization of God's love, that you experience God's love on every dimension. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. I just knew deep down that Chiamaka was itching for an opportunity to pray. Because one thing, all the time I've known you is that we must end with prayer. And honestly, like I say, we're never ashamed to let the world know that we are women of prayer.
No, we are
We are
not.
women of prayer.
We
We are
are
women of
proud.
prayer. We're never
We are
ashamed. We are
proud. We are
proud
proud.
women of prayer.
Yes.
So, Chiamaka, it's been so lovely having you here. I'm
Oh
glad.
my God, this
I'm
was
sure.
so good.
Let me put your number under again for anybody that wants to call you. And please, for those of you watching, distance is not a barrier. She can consult virtually. We live in the new normal. She can always dispatch your frozen cold pressed juices to you, whatever part of the country you are. It's something Green Essence health lifestyle is known for. So, Chiamaka, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you
And for those
so
of you
much.
who no, you're welcome, darling. For those of you who made time out to watch, like I said, you can always have a replay, watch a replay on YouTube and even right
YouTube.
here on Facebook. So from Chiamaka and I, it's good night and God bless you. Don't worry, her number is on the screen. Chiamaka, take care.
Bye.